Alright, so I got here late, first of all, right? And so in deer hunting, there's really, like, fashionably late isn't like a thing. So you want to show up, well before daylight. And so the morning of that hunt, it was like getting daylight as I pulled the truck up. And so it's another 15-minute walk probably to where I was going to sit. And so I walked in, it's already getting light. So I spook 6 or 7 does, this big group of does. And so I just think, I'm going to stop stumbling around all over the place and getting my scent everywhere. I'm just going to sit down and find a place. So I start looking around for a place to sit, and there's sign like everywhere. Everywhere I start to sit down is a trail. There's just footprints everywhere. And so I just finally just sat down between 2 trees because I had to have some kind of cover. And I sat there for maybe 15-20 minutes, and then right where I'm sitting, all around here, I seen 6 bucks come in, and they each kind of took a turn getting a drink of water. So I filmed them, I called to them a few times, and one of them was really, really nice buck. He was really wide, he was really thick beams, and so eventually they kind of meandered over this way out of my sight. So I sat there for maybe another 15, maybe 20 minutes, and I seen a doe over on a pond dam on my side of the creek, the same side of the creek I was on. And then maybe another 5 minutes later, I seen the buck that I shot in the video. He was rubbing on a tree, and so it felt like an eternity, but it was probably maybe 10 minutes. And so finally, he started walking west. And so I was completely convinced that he was going to come out right in front of me, about 15-20 yard shot. And so I scooted around and I got it at a good angle because I knew he's going to come right out of there, right out of those tree line that I was sitting by. And out of the corner of my eye, I waited maybe 5 minutes. Out of the corner of my eye, I see him coming from the complete other direction. And somehow he stopped, turned around without me seeing him, and came around from the other angle. So I tried to shift, while I'm watching him walk right towards me. And so he gets, the GoPro doesn't do it justice, but he's like 15 feet away. He's super close, and my heart is like pumping like crazy. And so there's no way for me to draw back without him seeing me because he's turned right towards me. So I just go ahead and draw back real quick and mark a spot where I want to hit him and just shoot. And he puts his head up and he looks at me and he thinks that bush is moving, and it's got something in its hand and a weird look in his eye. And so I just let it go, and I hit him right where I wanted to. And maybe he probably ran off maybe 40 yards to the tree that he was rubbing on, and he fell over and died. So good clean kill, perfect hunt. Just lots of excitement, face to face with him. It was awesome. So that's how that went.
It was 12, 13 point buck, wasn't it?
It's 12 points. It had a little kicker, but it's not quite an inch, so call it 12. One of them broke off, so, and I don't know, it might be a little longer than an inch, but really good deer. Really happy with it.
After you shot that buck, didn't you, wasn't there some other bucks still walking around?
Yeah, so I'm field dressing this thing, and I just started field dressing it. It was probably about an hour and 45 minutes after I shot it by now. So I waited about an hour and a half and been 15 minutes into field dressing it. And another buck comes walking along, totally oblivious, but he's got his nose up in the air like he's maybe smelling me or the other buck. But he's totally oblivious to me just standing there, just watching him. And he passes right between the trees that I was sitting at. It's crazy.
said that the buck you shot wasn't the biggest buck you seen that day either.
No, the biggest buck that I seen that day was up here on this knoll.
Well, we're hunting at again today.
Where we're hunting at today, and he was really wide, really good beams. Would have been an excellent buck, but I was happy with the one I got. But he'd be a nice buck for somebody.
Hopefully us. We still got some bow season
We
left.
still got a little bit of time.